we are taking your health back with me, Wendy Loh. We are coming to you from our studios of ThinkTech Hawaii in downtown Honolulu and my home office in Makiki. Every year, the American Diabetes sponsors a Step Out Walk, and this year we have Damien Kim, Business Manager, Financial Secretary of the IBEW Local 1186. Damien has stepped to the plate as our chairman of the Step Out Walk. He'll be sharing with us his own journey with diabetes. Welcome, Damien Kim.
Aloha, Wendy. It's an honor to be invited on your show.
Aloha, and thank you for making the time for this. This is quite important. But before we get started, tell me a little bit about you, Damien. Where are you from, and what is your title all about?
Okay, well, I was born and raised here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm currently the business manager, financial secretary of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW for short, local union 1186.
Wow, it sounds like a lot that you have to do. So what are your whys or reasons that you do what you do?
Well, number one is for my family. You know, I have a great wife, Monica, and our two four-legged kids, Kaya and Cooper. And, I just love dogs, I love animals. But I also have two grandsons, Marley, who's 11, and Ollie, who is 3. Family is why I do what I do. And I'm thankful for IBEW for what I have today.
Wow, it must keep you really busy. I mean, that's a big title that you hold and a lot of people that you represent. So I know you must be somebody, huh? So a little bit now, you're being modest. So now that we know your reasons why, tell us a little bit more about your background, both as an electrician and a union leader.
Okay. Well, after I graduated St. Louis High School, I had to plug them. They always tell me.
Of course you do. That brotherhood is awesome. Yeah. I mean, you guys are solid, strong, but you didn't tell us what year. Is that on purpose?
1980 grad.
80 grad. Okay. Class of 80, St. Louis High School. Shout out to you.
Yeah. So after that, I graduated. I went to Honolulu Community College, and I got a degree in the Electrical Installation Maintenance Technology Program, or EIMT. And about a year later, I was fortunate. I got into IBEW's apprenticeship program in 1986. While in the apprenticeship, I worked for a company called Hawai'i Electric, and I was, going to school and apprenticeshipping at the same time. After about 4 years, I graduated in the program, and I went on becoming a foreman for Hawai'i Electric. And then in 2002, I kind of decided that maybe I'll be kind of getting more involved in the union. So I ran and won my election as a president of the union. They got hired as a assistant business manager. And then in 2008, I ran and won my position that I am now currently, which is the business manager, financial secretary. So this position has, given me some great opportunities to work with a lot of people in the community. I've also gotten, many helpful moments with working with nonprofit organizations and been privileged to sit on their boards as well.
Yeah, I can hear your heart. And I know that you acquired the title of presidency and then you ran again for another position. And I can hear their passion for why, because it gives you the opportunity to reach beyond just the union members. But like you said, you get involved with the community. And that's where I met you. And that's where I met your heart. And I said, you got to share your journey because you're a professional leader of the community and you have an issue. And I don't want to call it an issue, but you have something in your life that you were made aware of and that you want to share with others so that they can be more exposed to what if and what can I do when diagnosed with what you have. So what led you to your journey in the reason you're speaking to us today?
Well, it started way back when. I mean, for me, my childhood, my father had type 1 diabetes. And at an early age in his life, he ended up on medical disability because of that. So I saw my mom do her best to help him survive with this disease. But however, I guess at the age of 49, 2 days prior before his 50th birthday, he actually passed from a complication of diabetes. And I was only 18 at the time. But it started to make me think, at one time I thought I was going to be a doctor because I was able to help him as I got older to give him his insulin shots and things. And my mom always warned me about, diabetes and, what my dad went through. But I myself ended up with type 2 diabetes in my early 30s, despite what my mom reminded me about my dad. Hard-headed, didn't really listen as much to her. But at one point, I weighed about 250 pounds when I was in office. So, sitting down in office and going to all your lunches and breakfasts and things like that, of course, added up. But I knew I had to do something already about that. And I ended up, losing some weight. I got down to about 205 pounds. And I go to my doctor regularly for checkups and everything. But it was still considered overweight. So when I did a blood test, my A1C number was at 9.4. And if you follow diabetes, that's a very high number. And my doctor said, you know what? You got to go see an endocrinologist who specializes in diabetes.
Yes.
So I did. I went to call to make an appointment, but it was going to be about 2 months before I actually could get an appointment. So what I decided to do was, I didn't really want to face the endocrinologist. So I ended up doing a lifestyle change, and I started to lose weight, and I lost about 20 pounds just before I got to my first appointment. When I got there, the doctor gave me a blood test, of course, and my A1C from 9.4 was at 5.7. And you should be around below the 6.0 range or around the 6.0 range on the lower side. Right? So, yeah, so I was just happy about that, that something like that had happened. And I ended up staying on this diet. I lost about another 20 pounds, about 10 pounds each month. But more so, my blood sugar level, remained at about 5.7. So I continued to do this and, this lifestyle change. And what was interesting and funny is that, I got to about 165 pounds and my endocrinologist looked at me and said, stop losing weight already. And I said, what? Can you speak into my cell phone? And I want to record this because I never thought I would hear my doctor every time I stop losing weight.
Wow.
I've been hounded all my life about losing weight, right?
Right. Why did she tell you to stop losing weight at that 165 point?
165, I have to say, I had many friends come by when they saw me, and this is, just about pre-COVID, around that time. And people, are you okay?
Yes.
Because I looked at pictures of myself and I said, yeah, I look maybe too skinny.
Yeah.
I put on about another 10 pounds and, got off the diet a little bit, went out 10 pounds and I feel comfortable in that range around there, right? So trying to maintain it is, it's a bit of a challenge now, but, just for the long run. And to me, I think it's worth it to do something like that.
Wow. So first of all, you made your mind up. You did not want to go to a doctor to tell you what you already knew. So you took it into your own hands. And, that's what I hope most people, especially men out there, are listening to you and hearing that, yes, you had a diagnosis. You saw your numbers, but the fear of going to hear what you didn't want to hear led you to do exactly what you should have done. You started to watch what you ate. You changed your lifestyle. You didn't go on a diet. You just changed your lifestyle. And that's the key right there. And then you started exercising. And I think, did you enjoy the way you were feeling, losing the weight and watching what you were eating?
No, I actually did. It was, we call it a life change, but it was, like doing these bars and shakes and things. But, you get used to it after a couple of weeks. And I honestly did feel better, easier to move around, less harshness on your knees and things like that, your joints, right? So I did feel better. What was costly though was having to buy all new clothes.
But that's the joy, right? And every time you had to go buy new clothes because you had to go down a size, that's the joy and the reward.
I actually went down 2 sizes, so that's amazing. Yeah, I was really happy, really happy.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, like when you and Monica or when you were entertaining, so sitting at all those fabulous meals and dinners, I'm sure you had to entertain a lot. What was that like for you, having to make changes?
At that time, it wasn't difficult because I was so used to this change in lifestyle. I get invited to steakhouses, and I'm sitting there, and everybody's ordering their steaks and appetizers, and I sit there and I go, no appetizers for me. I'll take a salad. So I have a salad, and I said, oh, what kind of fish do you have at a steakhouse? What
Yes.
kind of fish do you have? And I'll take steamed vegetables with it, and I would have that. And then when it came to dessert, I love my desserts.
Yes.
And so when it came to desserts, all I did was say, okay, can I order a sorbet or an ice cream? I
Yes.
take about a teaspoon, ate that, and the rest I pass it on to my friends and go, here, you guys can eat the rest. I just need it for the taste, right?
Right.
So,
Wow. And so that took discipline, but like you said, it's a lifestyle. And actually, truly, as we get older, we need to eat less and better quality of food. So I do the same thing. I go to a steakhouse, but the only thing is I love steak and I love meat, but I always order a seafood or a salad. And then what I do is I ask my friends, can I have a bite of your steak?
yeah,
And I get one sliver and I'm good to go.
right, just to get that satisfying taste.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the desserts, even the meals, we share the meals. And I usually find people that I can share the meal with because they shouldn't be eating that much as well. And so in the long run, they appreciate what we're doing with them and for them without them really knowing. And even if they didn't get a diagnosis as you did, you still love your friends and your family members. So you want to encourage them what we already know, right?
Exactly.
And you're incredible that you could drop the weight, you could drop your A1C. So I want more of your friends and more family members to be hearing this. And please share this information, this video with them so they can hear it live from your mouth. As successful as you are, as busy as you are, getting invited, you can still have a life. You don't have to decline any of the social aspects of your life.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep out and enjoy.
Yes. Wow. So, being healthy was was it always something you prioritized or only after the diagnosis and where you were?
When I was younger, I was very active, right? I played all the sports and everything else like anybody else did. And then as I got older, of course, your bones creak a little bit more and start to hurt a little bit more. So I kind of stick to golf only. But if you see me golf, I do a lot more walking than riding in the cart because I don't hit straight. So I'm always off in the bush. So I call it hiking. So I get to do that. But that's, between that and my dogs themselves, kind of keeps me busy, and work itself keeps me busy. So, I haven't joined the gym forever in a long, long time. When I was younger, I used to belong, but not anymore. So.
Good. And again, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. I don't go to the gym. I don't golf. But when you do golf, as you said, you walk more. I mean, I'm sure you don't hit your ball into the water and into the sand and into the green.
But you never saw me golf.
I don't think you do it on purpose, but now you can say, oh, I do it for a reason. It's health reasons.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so take advantage of that. And maybe one day your game will get better, or if it doesn't, you'll get healthier because you keep changing your balls.
Right. That's my goal.
That's your goal. What? To not have to change your balls or to get better at golf?
That's my goal.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
and to walk the course instead of riding the cart.
Wow, that would be amazing. And then I say that's truly an advocate for life and for wellness when you start walking the golf course. Because when many of the guys say, oh yeah, I exercise, I golf. Yeah, on the cart, off the cart, on the cart. And so we know. But if you truly believe in your life and your love of life, then yes, you would choose to walk more as you do. So another keynote, guys, another tip for all of you out there, walk more. That really, really matters. And look at Damien as example of what walking does, or being aware of your health and your circumstance really helps. So why are you an advocate for the American Diabetes Association?
Well, Wendy, I'm going to give you some numbers here. Just like our mainland counterparts, diabetes is a huge problem here in Hawaii. And close to 130,000 people, or 11% of our adult population here, have been diagnosed with diabetes. And there are an additional 39,000 more people that that lives in Hawaii that doesn't know that they have diabetes yet. They have pre-diabetes, which is approximately 410,000 or 37% of the adult population also have high blood glucose and, pre-diabetic, and someday may come down with diabetes if they don't watch themselves. Yeah. So, because of that, there's over 10,000 in Hawaii each year who are diagnosed with diabetes. This is a huge problem that hits way too close to home for me.
Yes.
Diabetes is an incurable chronic disease that has to do with how your body turns food into energy. And after you eat, your body breaks down most of your food into sugar or glucose, and it goes back into your bloodstream. When your blood sugar goes up, the brain tells your pancreas to release insulin, which acts as a key to keeping your blood sugar at a better level. And it's between that and the body cells to use the energy itself. But diabetes is where your body doesn't make enough insulin, right, to be able to break down that sugar level. So insulin is what you end up, taking for, type 1 diabetics especially. So there's not enough insulin. Your body has to try to create something. If not, the insulin shot will help. On a type 1 diabetes, it requires a daily shot that is needed for the rest of your life. Type 2 diabetes is medication, most likely will help your diabetes keep your levels low, but, you still need to maintain diet and exercise and all that. And, if you do it, like in a case like mine's with type 2 diabetes, I was able to kind of control my diabetes. So it takes less pills now. It's not as much anymore. And as you get better, maybe you can even possibly get off some of these pills itself. I had high blood, I had high blood pressure as well too. I got diagnosed when I was 15 years old of hypertension, they call it, right? And I thought I was on pills on my rest of my life, but when I lost that weight, my doctor was actually right. I got off the pill because now my blood pressure is regular. So, taking off the medication, not being able to, having to be stuck with that is, a blessing of doing that. And ADA Hawaii themselves puts on a great camp for kids to learn about diabetes that they have, and on educating them and on the type of foods to eat and how to count their sugar levels so that they can administer the proper doses to themselves. I was able to visit that camp this year, and I tell you, it's spectacular. These kids, on how quickly they pick up on how to learn. They're all type 1. They have these machines. They got, the patches that reads the insulin and things like that. And but you see, they live a normal life though. They're out there playing, doing games and everything else, even though you got the type 1 diabetes. So
yes, that's the importance of that camp, is that they don't feel left out, and they feel included because there's a whole bunch of them that come for the weekend, and they're with like-minded coaches, doctors, support staff, and just friends that are like them. So they feel a little bit, more inclusive into the world and into society, because we who don't have diabetes, we don't understand the difficulties and the suffering and the mental dilemmas that they go through, and of course the physical. So that camp, we fought so hard to bring that camp back. And after many years of not having it, finally it's in motion, and kids from the outer islands come. And so, yes, I'm glad that you got to visit the camp. And we invite all, kids to come once they hear about it, that if they can sign up and join the group, it's fabulous. And all the volunteers that come out with it. And I'm sure, Damien, you'll be right there again visiting with these kids and just supporting them in any which way. And what's good too is you can be talking to the parents when the parents do come around, whether it's drop off or pick up time, and encourage the parents as well. So because you are one of them, you're a bigger kid than the little ones, but you're still one of them. Wow. So, Damien, is diabetes, is it preventable?
It is. In some ways, in some respects, it is. Sometimes it's family hereditary, right? But, if you watch your weight and you watch the food that you take, most of it can be preventable, right? And it's your body. And not everybody has the same body type and everything else. And your pancreas, like I said, is the one that makes insulin. I know there's babies that are born with diabetes already, and they're going to have to be on type 1 for the rest of their life with insulin and things like that. But those that are these borderlines, you can reverse it. You again eating the
Yes.
proper food, staying away from heavy sugars and things like that. Exercising, you can control it.
Yes, and good that you say that, because it is so true, and you've lived it and you've proved it. So that's why I thought it was very important that you come on and just share and give all the other people that are being or have been diagnosed, give them hope and give them the tools that they can make a difference in their lives in a very positive way if they want it. And like I always say, success in anything we do is not just being at the right place at the right time. You were at the right place, right time, and you knew what you needed to do. But the best part about you, Damien, you took action. You took action and you exercised and you made a lifestyle change so that you could change your numbers. And, like you said, one day you'll be off the medication. And that would be the ultimate goal. I mean, even for your high blood pressure, that you're not on that med, and now it's the diabetic medication because of your lifestyle change that you chose to have for you and your family. So congratulations to you, Damien.
Thank you.
Yes. So are there any other reasons that you are here taking your time out of your busy day to speak with us here today, Damien?
Well, the biggest one that I want to advocate is that this year on April 22nd, ADA Hawaii is back to having their in-person walk at Kapiolani Park. It starts at 8 a.m. with registration. Then there's warm-ups to get your blood flowing for the walk itself. And then once you do the walk, it's one lap right around Kapiolani Park. We have people that run it, jog it, or just walk it. I bring my dogs with me and I walk them along and, for this walk around the park. But at the very end, you can visit vendor booths, get more education on diabetes. There's some people that even will take your blood sugar levels and give you all the education that you need and any questions that you have that they'll be able to answer. So you can pre-register online by going to adahawaii.com. And the goal is to raise $250,000 this year. What I said, I want more than that. I want to top that.
Just double it, Damien. We can double it.
Double it. So we're asking the public and businesses out there to come out and help form a team. Get out there with your team. And, I see people, they put on the same shirts for their team members and they walk around in a big group and challenge other people, challenge other companies, challenge everybody, to come out there and bring a bunch of people out there to have fun out there. Just have a great day at the park.
Wow.
Share and everything. Can't beat that, right?
Right. And your goal of $250,000, we're going to try and double that. Let's go for 500,000, Damien. Don't set the goal low. Let's go for it. And really all it means is going to the ADA Step Out site online and you just register for a company or a team. And then the computer does the rest. And so like what my daughter and I have done in the past years, we just blast it on Facebook like, hey, I'm going to walk. You're staying home. You should join me. If you're not, donate. And when you do that, people are like, wow, yeah, look, Angela's walking, Wendy's walking, and they're there. So all we have to do to support is donate money. So $50, $10, or $100. And when you raise $1,000 or more, you become what we call a champion. And the champion simply means that you are a champion of the American Diabetes Association. And then we honor you by allowing you to come to the champion tent. And in the champion tent, we give you like flowers, we give you a medal, we give you all kinds of goodies that other sponsors have donated. And there's different levels of prizes that you can get too along with it. So yes, my goal, and I'm sure Damien is already a champion, and I'm sure he's going to have recruited and encouraged many champions to pop up this year. Your name also goes on a list. We honor you, we give you the kudos, the shout outs, but sometimes we even have a masseuse there to give the champions a massage. So it depends who comes out to support us and donates their time. So I can't say that we will have all of these. Every year it's different, but please encourage yourself raising $1,000 by just putting your name in on the website and putting up a team. And that's how simple it is. ADA does the rest. And the money, like Damien says, goes out to do support groups, put on the camps for the keiki, educational courses, and just a ton of things throughout the course of the year. It's not just we walk and be healthy for that day. No, we encourage you to lead this lifestyle. And that's why this walk is so valuable. And you come out, and there's maybe a few thousand people that come out. And we want to see you all come out. And I'm sure all of Damien's friends, and everybody knows Damien. So, of course, all his buddies will come out, and I'm sure Damien will call them out like, hey, come on, tomorrow. Make sure you go sleep early tonight. You're walking tomorrow. Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
So, and I just want to ask Damien, how did you get chosen or be qualified to be the chairman of the Step Out Walk this year?
I ask that question every day. I'm just fortunate. Honestly, Wendy, I'm just fortunate that, I'm sure part of it is because IBEW themselves, when I got into office in 2008, about a year or so after that, we started to do this walk. And so we've been doing this over 12, 13 years already, putting our union team together. And we get out there, we give them our shirts, union shirts for free. If they come out, we give them a little meal after that as well, too. But being a chair gives me a great opportunity to spread the word, just like how you're allowing me to do this today. And I really thank you for that. I got some awesome friends that I was able to also bring them along and tell them, hey, come on, help me raise money for you with your connections for this year's event as well. So it's been a partnership all the way through. And Wendy, like I said, I thank you for helping me spread this word from there to be able to get more people to come out and take awareness for that, because you know what? We got to stop this disease, right?
Yes.
We need to find a better cure. Time has gone from my dad to where it is today. It's a big difference.
Right. And I'm no fool, Damien, because I'm going to put this video on my ask to raise $1,000. So you're going to help me raise $1,000, whether you know it or not. So, and touche to the ADA, because I'm going to use this. So in a real quick second or two, what advice, other than to support events like Step Out Walk to fight diabetes and supporting the ADA, do you have for those with diabetes or loved ones with diabetes? Real quick.
You need to go, first of all, go to the doctor, right? Take your yearly checkups and things, because a lot of this can be prevented if you catch it early enough. And I think that's the most important. Like you brought up in the beginning, men don't really go to doctors. I'm going to tell you, go. It's better for you, better for your family, and for your whole loved one, all your loved ones as well.
Yes. Wow. Great advice. And I'm sure people will see you and say, well, if Damien can do it, I can do it too. And I shall, because I want what is being medication free. Yeah. So, we run out of time, Damien, as I knew we would. But mahalo to Damien TK Kim for sharing his heart, his time, his journey with diabetes, and then for sharing your love, your passion, and friends to support the American Diabetes Step Out Walk coming up. I am Wendy Loh, and we'll return in 2 weeks with another edition of Taking Your Health Back. Aloha and mahalo to Damien TK Kim. Mahalo.
Thank you so much for watching ThinkTech Hawaii. If you like what we do, please like us and click the subscribe button on YouTube and the follow button on Vimeo. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and donate to us at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.